Alright, this is Jay from This Is Tech Media. Hope everybody's good on YouTube today. Right, so right now we have the latest game here, which is like a first impressions as well as well, it's more like an overview, should I say, because I already done beat the game. Not a full-fledged review because I kind of like sometimes I don't like to give away too much with these type of reviews, because I know people are still playing the recent games before, like the New Order. This is number 2, which is New Colossus. So, I mean, I just want to have that respect within the community, not to spoil anything about the game. So, the videos you may see are just only like some clips from the start, some clips from in the middle, and halfway through the end. But I just haven't really showed anything else. So I hope you do enjoy. Alright, let's get straight into it. So basically, the gameplay I really do like. So I find it a little bit quicker than the last game from the Wolfenstein first one. Well, the first reboot, should I say. A lot quicker. I think the graphics has been worked on. I think the graphics from the last game, it looks a little bit muddy. I think they didn't really look like it's been taken care of properly. And, this one seemed that they really did kind of polish up the game. Even following up from I would just class the other game, Youngbloods, as a DLC. What I would like to talk about as well is the computer AI. I don't think he's really the smartest. Sometimes I think that they react a bit too quick. He's a bit like, he's unrealistic really, you know what I'm saying? Like somehow one guy spotted you, then all of a sudden all these like swarms of enemies just come out of nowhere, just like that, straight away. But not too bad. Obviously, to make it a bit competitive, because you remember this game is based from Doom, from the Doom game. So like it's Bethesda Studios, So the game kind of mirrors each other in some sense, because the new Doom that come out and Wolfenstein more or less kind of play the same. So that's one thing I do like about the game as well, because I have played the Rex Doom and I did enjoy that as well, and can't wait to get this second coming of the game, Doom Eternals. Also, what I like about the gunplay, gunplay is very dynamic, I'd say. I played a lot of shooters like growing up. I'm talking from Rainbow Six One, on PlayStation 2. You know what I'm saying, just like that. But in this game here, I mean, I wish they had a better variety of guns. You got your normal SMGs or your assault rifles, then you got your big guns, you know what I'm saying, that are like shoot out like grenades or whatever, and laser guns as well that you can take from the enemies. But I think that like this game should include a better variety of guns. I mean, not bad it's a good game in terms of like hours. I think it's about 8 to 10 hours. Like completion time it takes to complete this game. But I think that a bit more variety, because think about it, if it's a Wolfenstein game, you would thought you would have a little bit more gun variety as well. That makes it more exciting. But obviously, on the contrary, I'd say that the game is is a good 7 out of 10 in that regard overall. I think still in future franchises still got things to work on. I think the story still needs to get a lot of work done. I mean, yeah, you're good, you're shooting Nazis and all that stuff there, but I still reckon the game has a lot more, it needs a little bit more oomph coming from these developers to make sure this game is fully fled and works cohesively with the gameplay, because like you can always have good gameplay, but if your story is crap, then sometimes that doesn't work. I mean, for me and in my opinion, because I think that like if you can have both, then that will always be better. You feel a lot more excited to play the game. So like, okay, you're going around shooting Nazis, then you're going around shooting Nazis again. I mean, it's just time consuming. Like sometimes they're thinking, what's the point? Now you're like halfway through the game and you think, I just might as well just finish it. I mean, I do have some care about the story, to be fair, because like how BJ Blazkowicz is having babies on the way, and gotta try to save the world, and he doesn't want this world to be something mad from when his children are born. But coming in the new game, I think that the world is still messed up anyway. There's still a lot more things going on. The Nazis still won, even though they had the new resurgence in the game. Another thing I like to point out is I think some of the artworks is not that bad, you know. They got these little collector's items that you can see at the different artworks of the different guns and obviously enemies across the game. That's not bad, but that's if you want to collect all of them. I haven't collected all of them. Oh yeah, I just want to point out as well, this game is been captured on the PlayStation 4 Pro. So you know, so obviously, you know, there's always that thing where, you know, if it's on PC, the graphics would have been a lot better and whatnot. But I got two consoles. I just got my gaming PC as well as my PlayStation 4 Pro. So I just bounce between the two. Whatever games come cheap, I just buy it on that console and just play it from there. And then, like, in future reviews, we'll just see, like, you know, which one would I prefer to, you know, do all of the reviews and all that stuff there. So yeah. Final thoughts. Again, as I said, it's a very good game to me, because I played all of the first one and the DLC, and then this one I played, like, you know, hit it through. But I still think that, like, they need to improve on the story a little bit more. The shooting mechanics is good, and as I said, it reminds me of Doom gameplay as well. You know, fast paced, moving around, jumping around. And, you know, you have to just try and, you know, try and kill the enemies as quick as you can before they come and swamp you, and then obviously you're cornered and you're just dying every minute. You may see that in some parts of the gameplay that I've been, you know, shot and killed a few times. It did kind of get annoying because sometimes, you know, when you go on a certain stage or certain mission, okay, you take out the commander before they signal the enemies, then all of a sudden, say if that you did do that, they still come anyway, and there's swamp you and all that stuff there. So you don't even get, like, there's no covering, you can say, because it's all about you moving around shooting the enemy as well, you know, as quick as you can. There's none of that, you know. It's not that forgiving in that sense where some games got like a covering system. I mean, for example, Gears of War. I mean, I know it's kind of two simply different games, but Gears of War is king with the covering system because they're the one that really did improve that. This game now, you know what I'm saying? If you got, like, you know, a couple of boxes that blacken the view or blacken in the view, okay, you got, like, say a second until they come around and then they flank you. So that's something that you need to take care of as well when you're playing the game. Also as well, I think one of my annoyances is that, like, you've got these little robots shooting out of these little laser beams. You'd find that they are more annoying than the enemies itself. I mean, like, say, like, the other Nazis that you're shooting, they're quite annoying because sometimes you shoot them, then the recoil of the gun will shoot upwards, so, like, you kind of miss them when the recoil can be of some guns. It can be just so bad, so it's kind of like you have to, like, you know, take a few, like, bear shots just to kill them. And and then while doing that, you have to try, like, when they got these big robots or whatever. Yeah, I mean, some of them ain't that really that bad. I'd say some of them do take me a few tries to kill. Bearing in mind I'm playing on a normal difficulty as well. I did try playing a hard one, but I was dying a bit too quick in that game. And obviously, normally when you play in a harder difficulty, you don't really enjoy the game that much on the first playthrough. Maybe on the second and the third. Playing on that setting would obviously you can always test yourself with that. But normally I would always recommend that if you want to enjoy the game, you always play it at the game base difficulty. You know, measure it to normal. I don't really do easy. I just normally do normal and hard, or if you got any expert, especially if I do know the game. But in this regard here, I did try and I failed so many times, so I just put it on a normal difficulty just to play it. But yeah, you know, a few mini bosses and all that stuff. I think they would just wish they had a bit more. Even like with the ending, I'm not going to spoil the game, but even like near the end, I think that's just a bit like, okay, this is getting a bit too much. But I do like some of the level designs as well, where you're able to go to, I think it was when you go to Venus. I think that was a bit fun. I think you should have a bit more of that on when you go to the moon as well. I like these different levels you do, but they kind of like short-lived, and some of the missions are just a bit like, oh, go here, go there, and just like, you know, it's more like fetch missions, oh, grab this and grab that. I just wanted a bit more gameplay, and Oh yeah, and another thing before I go, um, the melee attacks. Okay, the melee attacks still kind of cool and graphic and gory. I do like that, but it seems that like they need to get a bit more variety on that going, because I think you got like is it 4 or 5 animations? I mean, not bad, but you know, you can always add in a bit more. That's just me being picky anyway. I think it's just adding a bit more melee mechanics as well. But yeah, not bad of a game. I would highly recommend, especially if you're new to the franchise. Let's say you play the first one and Youngbloods as well, and Old Bloods as well. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, Old Bloods. I recommend that you play the first game as well, so you don't really miss out too much. And then obviously work your way up to this one here. I'm gonna get Youngbloods as well, and see how that one goes, because I'm a huge fan of the franchise. And even growing up when Wolfenstein first came out, I mean, I never played the game then, but I've seen plenty of gameplays there. It's one of them games that, you know, you're young, you grow up, you miss that game because you're so hooked up on a Nintendo playing something else like Super Mario Bros. And all that stuff there. Because the first Nintendo was the first console I had anyway, so I named stuck with that. But never played the original first Wolfenstein. But when this one came out, this one really caught my attention anyway. Even though I beat the game like I think it was earlier this year or last year, I think it was. You know, living a busy lifestyle anyway. But of course, hope you like this overview, should I say? Just like, subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.
William, I found the engineering map. Ballast tank, nuclear warhead stockpile. Oh my god. Section F stretches along the entire hull of the U-boat, and we're on the biggest U-boat in the world, so this section is gigantic. Some of it must serve as a main ballast tank or something, because it's a massive volume. Be careful, William. No telling how many Nazis could be hiding in there.